What's up, guys? Alright, so we're going to get this started in a little bit. A few different things we're going to be talking about, and I just want to go over, starting with stuff from back last month in November to today's finds. So we'll get started in just a little bit while I finish organizing what I want to talk about. So while we're waiting, I think the first set of stuff we're going to go over will be, as mentioned, some stuff that I picked up last month in November, including some more recent stuff that I picked up, but it's going to be Star Wars focus for the most part right now, and then moving forward to some other little things that I got here and there up until this point today. So bear with me. Okay. So let's see. Okay. So starting along, let's go ahead and open up this set. So I'd gotten this figure a couple years ago, but never really took him out of the package up until recently when I started getting into a lot of Star Wars related stuff, including the expanded universe and the novels and the like. So this first guy will be Revan. I found this dude at Best Buy a couple years ago. I think it was actually, funny enough, on Black Friday, and he was just by himself on the shelf. Didn't know anything about the character, still learning about him, but I just couldn't pass him up. He just looks way too cool in my opinion, especially with the Mando helmet and what have you. But never opened him out of the box to really mess around with him with any photos, so I've had him this whole time. So this will definitely be one of the figures that I'll be working on shots for. In my opinion, he seems a little floppy, but other than that, I really like his overall design and the fact that he comes with, well, two lightsabers, purple and his red one as well. When it comes to articulation, he's alright. I mean, super limited and hindered because of his cowl drooping onto his shoulders, so he can't really go up past this point. But, I mean, other than that, I still really like him, especially the damaged cape and what have you. So I really like him in comparison to the next figure that I recently got, which look-wise, he's awesome. I really love the way that Nihilus looks. I really like it. I did my research before I picked this figure up and noticed that he was on the Darth Maul Black Series mold. And I remember picking up that figure. I think Darth Maul was one of the first Black Series figures that I purchased when they started out way back when, along with like a Sand Trooper. And I remember not really liking Darth Maul. I couldn't remember why. So I went ahead and still picked this guy up anyway, even though they share the same body mold. And I know why. It just sucks. His legs are splayed the entire time, so he can't really stand up straight. And in my opinion, I think like his feet have this curvature to them, so they don't really sit flat on the ground, which makes it even more difficult, and from what I believe, for him to kind of just stand still. So I had to use like a hair tie and just like bound his legs together so he can at least stand up straight, at least for like the photos that I want to do. But it's kind of a disappointment, honestly. Like this, he's such a cool looking character in my opinion, and they could have done better for him, I suppose. And even his cape and it's just, at least when I originally got him, of course, it wasn't damaged. I tried to do some battle damage to it, kind of to replicate, in a sense, what Revan's cape was doing. And I mean, it's cooler that way, in my opinion, especially since they're doing the tattered clothes already on him, so it melds a little bit better. But the fact that it didn't come tattered to begin with is a little bummer. He's also pretty limited with his head movements, also due to the giant plastic hood that he has. Not as bad as Revan's, but still pretty limiting. One of the things that I decided to do with him as well was to kind of shave off some of the plastic in between his arms, because I noticed that the butterfly joint that it had didn't really go too far, so I shaved some of the plastic off a little bit, at least to get his arms to go out a little bit deeper, inward and outward, and it helped to some degree, but it's not perfect. So it is a shame, because I did pay a premium for this guy when I found him here in town, and it did not meet my expectations, which is unfortunate, but I still really like the figure overall anyway, design-wise. So that, let's see here. Just put this guy away now, since he was a bummer. Let me see. There was one other thing that I had out. One sec. The same day that I picked Nihilus up, I actually found this dude. Now this, I did not watch a review for before purchasing him. This was an impulse buy. I figured he just looked really nice, so I decided to get him, especially since I already have the Figuarts Return of the Jedi Luke. I wanted a Vader. Luckily, I didn't pay a premium for this guy. He was base price. And this dude surpassed my expectations, which is fantastic. Let me see if I can get him out of this plastic prison. Okay. So now with this figure, this cape is what really sold the figure to me. It really reminds me of the at least I only have one, but I have a Mezco Batman, and this cape actually folds over all the way, so you can't see his body at all. This cape on Vader hides him so well. That's really what sold me. I was really impressed with that. I couldn't believe it, honestly. I mean, for the price of $20, he's got this awesome, huge cape, and then the skirt piece as well, and the fact that it just hides his body underneath it with his lightsaber. It's really cool. And he scales really well with the Figuarts Luke. I mean, they're both technically in the 6-inch figure line, so to speak, but I thought he would be a little taller or bulky and just not meld well with Luke. But looking at them side by side when I originally purchased them, I was proven wrong. This guy's really, really cool. And articulation-wise, he beats the other two. Revan and Nihilus, he beats them. I mean, oh, I didn't notice that either. The cloth actually goes all the way up in between, right here between his armpit. Ties up that way, so that's pretty neat. It doesn't hinder him at all. So this guy's a plus. This one's I think the most recent release, Empire Strikes Back version of him. So I really like this guy. I highly recommend picking him up if you don't have a Vader, such as I did. Okay. So moving onward, let's see. I also found the Black Series Jango Fett a couple weeks ago. Really nice. This is the GameStop exclusive version. I believe the other version there was some differences with the coloration of the jetpack, and I don't think it had this missile with it either. But really like this figure. Face underneath, pretty nice as well. Didn't get a chance to really mess with him either, but I like him a lot. And of course, he scales well with the rest of them, including Boba Fett, which I picked up some time ago. So, look real good together. I was really surprised to find this guy, especially because GameStop's app and website has just been wonky. So it doesn't really tell you what stores have product, or it'll mislead you to think that the store does have something when that's not the case. So it's a matter of just walking into the store, or calling, I suppose, and seeing what they have available right then and there. So I was really happy to find this guy when I walked in. They had, I believe, like 2 of them. So that was neat. And let's see. What else? Aside from this guy, I also picked up, this would be my most recent Black Series. Commander Bly. Really cool. I'm currently binging the Clone Wars animated series on season 2 right now, and I just really like the clones overall. I mean, I've always liked the way they look, aesthetic-wise, since I was a kid. So now that I'm actually watching the show, getting to know the characters and how they do team-ups and whatnot, I was like, dang, I want these clones. So found this guy. Paid a slight premium for him as well. But overall, I'm so happy that I found him, which then kind of leads me to feel a little bummed out due to the fact that a couple months ago I found Commander Fox. They had restocked him at Barnes & Noble. They had like 6 or 7 of him, but at that point, I wasn't seeking these figures, the clones, and I wasn't watching the Clone Wars show, so I left them, and now I regret it. But this guy's really dope, so I'll be taking some photos of him as well in the coming days. Do some outdoor shots now that it's not scorching. And lastly, for the Black Series, lastly, is the new Beskar armor Mando. One of the other figures that I managed to find in Texas at Bedrock City Comics. So really pleased that I was able to find this dude. I was hesitant to buy him at first due to the fact that I have the original release Mando, and I don't know. He looks ugly. Maybe mine's just warped, but his head looks really round and weirdly misshapen in comparison to this guy's head. I don't know, maybe it's just me. Maybe it was my figure. Because I saw I guess a newer release version of this one, and he didn't look like this. His face sculpt looked more in line with this one, with the Beskar armor. But this was just ugly. I don't know. Did not like it. But Beskar, really dope. Took the cape off. Decided to make, I guess, my own custom cape with this guy. I mean, decent. Looks decent. Gets the job done. I was thinking of maybe attempting to make another one and add some wire in it and just tucking it away and whatnot, so it's at least somewhat posable in the future. But that's still something I have yet to attempt, so we'll see. Maybe I'll give it a shot. Maybe I'll try with a black one as well, black cloth, because I wanted to try my hand at making something for my Return of the Jedi Luke, so he has like Jedi robes, so maybe give that a shot as well. But this dude's really nice. I decided to paint his jetpack. It was more of a, well, just dark, flat gray that didn't really match up with his shiny Beskar armor, so I decided to paint this one more shiny silver to go along with it, so that's there. So when it comes to the Star Wars figures, at least the Black Series one, that's pretty much it. All the ones that I've found in the last 2 months and that I've had and just never took photos of, so I'll be working with those in the near future. One of the other figures that I found at Bedrock City Comics was the new release of Carnage, and this guy doesn't disappoint. I have the old one as well, the first release, and I'm surprised at how different they are. So, I mean, looking at them, so here's the old one, here's the new one. Face sculpt is almost the same. I mean, they look very similar, same expression kind of thing, just more of a closed mouth on this guy. But it's striking as to how beautiful this new one is. I mean, all the black symbiote gloop around his body, it's actually sculpted in, which is awesome. And I really like the fact that he's got these new feet with like his little toes. Unlike this one, it looks like he's just got like regular shoes or something. It's kind of odd now looking at it in comparison to this new guy. And on top of that, I never noticed it until now, this old one, his hands are just completely red with no black markings. I'm like, well, the new one, which has got the black symbiote goop all over it. So this is a really awesome figure. And luckily I found all these figures during their Black Friday sale, so they were 20% off, which is fantastic. So, honestly, pick this guy up if you're a Marvel Legends or Carnage, Symbiote, Spider-Man fan, whatever. Pick him up, even if you have the first release figure. Do yourself that favor. And let's see. Moving on to the next thing that I have here. It's going to have to be the last figure that I found at Bedrock City, which is the Scout Predator. So I found the Beskar armor, I found the new Carnage, and then I found this guy during their Black Friday sale, all for 20% off. So I was stoked to find him. And this dude, well, just like all the Predator stuff, comes with an array of accessories, most notably this big old gun right here. Really like him. I mean, not much to say when it comes to this guy. He's pretty similar to all the other ones, in my opinion, that have been coming out lately. Yeah. Plasma caster isn't a separate piece, though. It's just one that's already attached to his shoulder. But looks good. The only thing that really separates him, as with all the Predators, I would say, it would be the unmasked head. So this just looks really different in comparison to all the other ones that I own. Really nice. These mandibles, he's just got like those big old fangs. I think that's dope. And of course, well, his big sniper weapon, which is really, really cool. Well, this will also be a figure that I'll be working on some photos, hopefully. So, after that, we have, let's see here. One of the more recent things that was sent to me, thanks again Plastic, would be the Super Boo. This guy right here. Now, I've already said it before, I tend to procrastinate when it comes to figures, and I haven't been recently, at least. I'm putting in my pre-orders for things that I really, really want. So, unlike this guy, I just didn't get him when he initially came out and just like kept procrastinating. But thank you again, Plastic. Got Boo right here in all his glory. Just looking mean as ever, and I'm surprised at how big he is too. I mean, I know Boo's a big boy, but jeez. I really like how far his arms go too. Really long arms. So I'll probably be doing some rearranging soon with my Dragon Ball shelf to include this guy in there a little bit. He's definitely going to be in the back. He's so tall. But I really, really like this. And another thing, I do not know when or if he is currently doing sales or if he will in the future, but Plastic has some stickers coming out as well as some other merch, t-shirts. Like I said, I'm not sure if this is something that's still in the works or if he's currently doing it, but if you do want these stickers or other merch from his site, definitely give him a message. Really awesome. I love the shiny one right here. So, look, tumblers. Put them on tumblers. Really, really awesome. So give him a heads up as I continue to play with Boo here. And let's see. Just gonna stand him up right here, looking all aggressive. Now, the things that I found today, one of them was an impulse buy. The other one I was pleasantly surprised that I found it. So, moving forward, let's see here. I guess we'll go with the impulse buy, which will have to be Thomas Wayne Batman. I was not expecting to see this figure. It wasn't on my radar for things to buy at all. We happened to be at Target, went to the toy section, he was just out in the front by himself, and I thought, oh snap, somebody hasn't picked this guy up, what? And it's Thomas Wayne Batman, like, come on. Couldn't pass it up. So, this is my first figure in this line of, what is this, McFarlane? Yeah, McFarlane Toys, DC characters. Haven't picked up any of the other ones at all. But, like I said, this is Thomas Wayne, so I decided, what the heck, let's just go ahead and buy him and go from there, I suppose. So, let's see. I've seen some photos done here and there with this figure, so I know he's really nice. I just don't know what to expect when it comes to the articulation on him, so. Interesting. Will he scale? Jesus. Alrighty. Bear with me here. There we go. Wow. This is a big dude. like I said, this is the first McFarlane DC figure that I've picked up, so this will kind of be the guiding figure if I decide to pick any more of them up. He's pretty stiff. So these are just the joints. Oh, he's got some boot toe articulation. That's neat. Really nice. I like the stubble that he's got all over his face, or at least mainly in his chin. I think that's really cool. And I love the little spikes that he's got going on in his cape. I really hope that they make another Thomas Wayne from the Earth 2 storyline, since it's the Flashpoint variation of him. That'd be pretty cool, especially since he has that red color scheme going on in that suit as well. So that'd be pretty cool. That far. I mean, not bad, I suppose. Doesn't really have that much of a ab crunch going for him, but it's still a nice figure. And accessory wise, I mean, he's got his 2 pistols that can be holstered as well. I might take a black wash to all the red and what have you to make it stand out a little bit more, but it's really nice. So I'm happy that I was able to pick this guy up. Impulse buy and everything. Cape. It's pretty cool too. Not stiff. Probably moving around a little bit or something. Let's see. Yeah, kind of, sort of. I don't know. This is pretty cool. Let's see here. Yeah. So, this is a plus. I was able to pick him up. So that's a plus. Find him like that. Like I said, wasn't expecting him. And the last thing to really go over. Now this, I was keeping an eye out different stores because you can check it from the website and the app to see if it is in stock, and I've been doing so for quite some time now and deciding whether or not I wanted to buy it, and being so hyped for everything that's Star Wars going on right now, decided, okay, if I find this, I'm gonna get it. Granted, the price point for it, base price, I was like, quite expensive, but seeing it in hand, I think it might be a little worth it. It's still expensive in my opinion, but I think it's still worth it to an extent. So anyway, one of the Best Buys in town had it. It said few left in stock. When we got there, it was just the one. So decided to pick it up and not hesitate. So there we go. The vintage collection Slate 1. The box is definitely big. The ship itself is definitely big. I mean, damn. This thing is huge. And the details on it are fantastic. Lots of great details and coloration, separation going on right here. It just looks so nice. I mean, I am a little bummed out it didn't actually come with a Boba Fett. But, yeah. I mean, I really wish it did. That would justify the price a little bit more. I mean, base price for this is $150. And I don't really know if it's worth that much in my opinion, but I still wanted it anyway, so what the hell, picked it up as it is. But really, really awesome ship. And also comes with a little base logo on it. You can just plop it on right there and just stands, so stays in place. No hooks or anything, it's just the shape overall fitting into there, and sturdy. But I am looking forward to doing some photos of this as well outside with the Black Series Boba Fett that I have. So that's going to be something that's in the works. It does come with Han Solo and Carbonite. You expect it to come with that, right? Especially being so big. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Just those figures and whatnot that I wanted to go over. Still expecting the Monster Arts Rathalos, as well as Super 7 Leonardo. Rathalos should have already come last week, but got postponed. Should be arriving tomorrow, hopefully, unless it gets postponed yet again. So, yeah, we'll see. So expect that along with the Leonardo and anything else that I can manage to find and acquire within that time frame. I'll more than likely include in one single video. So, I mean, that's pretty much it. So, well, thanks for joining. Y'all take care. Bye.